Savage.
Well, it's a classic rivalry. And Eli, in your NASCAR world, what does Darrell Waltrip say? Reach up there and cinch those belts real tight.
Yep.
We're in for a ride tonight. This is going to be an epic battle. Really physical, these two teams. Absolutely have great respect for each other. The coaches, Nick Saban and Les Miles, talked before the game, shared a laugh or two, but it's all business now as the LSU Tigers get ready to tee it up and send it to the Crimson Tide.
Alabama will be getting the football first, as you heard. Mullaney is deep across the way. Kenyon Drake to the near side. LSU has a trio of kickers from who to choose. They are going to go with Cameron Gamble, who has done much but not all of the kickoffs this year. Gamble boots it away. Here comes Kenyon Drake up the near side of the 11. He cuts left to the 15, finds running room to the 20, out to the 30-yard line, down shy of the 30 at the 28. And that's one thing we've seen by LSU this year. They have given up some fairly significant runbacks on special teams.
For the first time since 1999, they've given up a kickoff and punt return for touchdowns. And they're 100th in the country in kickoff coverage. And that time, Kenyon Drake found an opening and moves it out to the 28-yard line.
Ridley and Mullaney go wide to the far side, one wide to the near side. Alabama has the pistol formation going. Derrick Henry lines up behind his quarterback, Coker. Tight end Howard in motion to the right of the formation. Coker gets the snap, looks left, throws left to Mullaney. He'll pick up a first down on the first play of the game. And that is Alabama's first down of the ball game, sponsored by our friends at ATIX. Remember, if you need tickets for those hard-to-find events, call ATIX or go online to AAATIX.com. ATIX is the ticket. Now with Dominic Jackson in the lineup, here now is the give. Derrick Henry finds running room out across the 40 to the 45-yard line. Alphonse Taylor leading the blocking there as well. Good big hole for Derrick Henry on his first carry of the day.
Bama's opened in their 3 wide receiver set, so LSU counters with their nickel, meaning 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, 5 defensive backs.
On a 2nd down and 4 play, here's the inside give. First down, Derrick Henry, and he wasn't far from breaking that one. Alphonse Taylor and O.J. Howard with big lead blocks to open the hole for Derrick Henry.
Well, a familiar strategy that Alabama used against John Chavis and Texas A&M. Put your 3 wide receivers on the field, create that 6-man box, and run Derrick Henry north and south.
On a 1st and 10 from midfield, Bama going left to right. Just underway. We've played 1 minute 6 seconds of the opening quarter, no score. Ridley far side, wide left. He'll wave his arms towards the attention of the quarterback. Now Coker comes up. He will audible. He'll drop back. He'll step out to his right again and gets the snap. Here's Coker. Quick look left. Mullaney is there. Running room left side. First down inside the 40-yard line to the 39. And a nice wide open alley there before the nickelback Jalen Mills forces him out of bounds.
Yeah, Richard Mullaney was actually stationed in the backfield, almost like a fullback, and he released to the flat, wide open, got to the corner, and picks up another first down for Alabama.
Ardarius Stewart split left. Here's the handoff to Derrick Henry. He'll get a couple of yards to the LSU 38. Defensive end Lewis Neal, the junior from Wilson, North Carolina, on the stop on that play off tackle. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And again, with this personnel on the field, LSU forced to play their nickel to counter the 3 wide receivers. It makes for a lighter box for Derrick Henry.
Inside give, Derrick Henry gets to the 35-yard line. It's going to be a 3rd and 5 upcoming for the Tide now as Derrick got stacked up by Christian Lacouture, the defensive tackle, as Kenyon Drake checks in for the Crimson Tide, giving Derrick Henry a breather.
And this is the pivotal down for Alabama. They come into this game 111th in the country in 3rd down conversions. Here's the first one of the night.
Bama 34% in those thirds, 38 of 113. with two wides and the tight end to the left of the formation, out of the pistol formation. The give. Here's Drake up the middle. He's going to rumble close, but not to the first down. He'll be short by about a yard. And now what does Nick Saban do?
I think Nick Saban goes for it here at 4th and a little over 1, because this is at the high end of the red zone. This would make about a 50-yard field goal. We've seen this act before. We've seen this movie before in 2011. Nick Saban's not going to monkey around with a long field goal. He's going to take his chances and go for it here on 4th and 1.
Adam Griffith's long this year was 40. His long last year was 47. This would be a 50-yarder, so they're going for it. Here now Alabama, two wides to the far side, one to the near side. Man in motion, comes to the near side. Here's the snap. Coker outside the defense. Stiff arms a man. He's not going to get there. And LSU takes over on downs. It was Jamal Adams, the strong safety, staying with that play all along. And as he found Coker going naked to the outside, he made the tackle.
Yeah, I think that was actually not necessarily a busted play, but the action in the backfield. Jake Coker was supposed to go underneath that blocker, but the timing of the snap was off. And if Jamal Adams is unblocked one-on-one, he's going to get you on the ground more often than not. He's an excellent player, and he was able to tackle Coker out in the open field.
He was a freshman All-America last year and a freshman All-SEC performer. Timeout, 11:38 to go in the quarter. No score here in Tuscaloosa. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfields.
And LSU's going to open with two tight ends, two backs in the backfield, so Bama will be in their 3-4 front.
Man in motion to the near side. Now a second man, Jeter, in motion to the left side of the formation. Here's the snap and the toss back to Fournette. He tries to spread the field. Gets a block, turns the corner. Is taken down by Alabama at the 33-yard line. Great pursuit by Geno Matias-Smith, going laterally to hold Fournette to 3 yards. It'll be a 2nd down and 7.
Well, LSU will run these tight formations, and they'll turn and toss the ball to Fournette and just sledgehammer the football between the tackles. But that time, Alabama won at the point of attack. Fournette had to take that pitch wide, and Geno Matias-Smith was able to get him on the ground.
Now with Traven Doral, the one wide receiver out to the right. Backs are again in an offset eye. Quarterback under his center. Here now the play action fake. He'll roll right. Harris will. Steps out of his shoe and throws the football away, looking for Doral at midfield. Harris, going to his right, just ran out of his shoe. Now comes back, reclaims the sneaker, and gets down on one knee to retie it and put it back in place.
And that was almost a one-man route, if you will. They try to cut the field in half at different times for Brandon Harris. That time they put him on the move on a naked out to the wide side of the field. Alabama covered up Doral nicely. Nowhere to go with the ball. He sails it for the incompletion.
LSU 44% in third down conversions. Here's a 3rd and 7 from their own 34. Wide outs, 2 to the right. Now a man in motion goes to the far side. That's Doral. Rolling right, Harris under pressure. He's in the grasp of the defense. And down he goes. Tim Williams, first sack of the night, his 5th of the season. And Bama gets to the quarterback like nobody has against LSU virtually all season long.
Well, Alabama comes into the game tonight 6th in the country in sacks with 27 on the year. They just registered number 28. But again, LSU always has a wrinkle coming out of the bye, and they've used some unbalanced type of formations, but Alabama covered up the receivers. Brandon Harris, nowhere to go with the football.
Here's Jamie Keene to punt. It's a crosswind from the far side to the near side. Cyrus Jones makes the grab at the 15, finds running room to the 20, cuts back to the 25, and he's out to the 26-yard line. So good running room for the Alabama Crimson Tide after a 56-yard punt by Keene, who is averaging 39.9 a punt this year after a 45-yard average a season ago. We've got timeout. Happy birthday, Tom Stipe. 1st and 10. Alabama from their own 26-yard line. Coker on the give. This time they stunt up the middle, and Derrick Henry taken down by Lamar Lewis. It'll be a loss of 1.5 yards. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 12 back to the 25-yard line for Alabama.
Yeah, Bama came out essentially with two tight ends, or a tight end and a fullback, Brandon Green and Michael Neiswander. So that put LSU's 3-4, their 4-3, their base defense on the field. And they get a stop, and now Alabama goes back to the three wides, and LSU counters with the nickel. This is going to go on all night long between Lane Kiffin and Kevin Steele.
Henry to the left of his quarterback, takes a step up. Two wides left, one right, Ridley in motion. They fake the little toss to him. Now they throw it to him in the left flat. Catch made at the 20. He fights his way up to the 25, 26-yard line. There'll be maybe a yard gain. That's about it. It'll bring up a third down and long as Bama's behind the sticks right now, with LSU staying nicely with that play going wide to the far side.
Yeah, this is a defense that will stay in position, especially when you're behind the sticks. They stay balanced with their safeties back. They play that shell of a coverage, almost like a two deep. It's really a quarters coverage. They're not going to get dislodged when you throw it sideways. They'll just react and go make the play.
Bama nothing of one in third downs. Here's a 3rd and 10 from the 25-yard line. Coker in the shotgun, waiting for the snap from Ryan Kelly. They show blitz. The snap is waist high. There's a flag on the play. Could be a free play. Coker rolls right, pumps once and twice, then gets taken down back at the line of scrimmage again. They were offside, LSU was, when they came up charging to show blitz. But Alabama could not take advantage of that.
When they get you behind the sticks, they'll...
Defense, offside, number 45, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Yeah, they came up. That was Deion Jones.
Yeah, they go to a 3-man front with 2 linebackers, so a 3-2 with 6 defensive backs, and they usually pressure out of that. And that time, the LSU defender got a little anxious, jumped the gun, and it gives Alabama 5 free yards. So looking at a manageable 3rd and 5 here.
Empty backfield. Kenyon Drake is split wide right with 5 men in the formation, 3 to the left and 2 to the right. Coker lifts his leg, gets the snap, throws across the middle. Ridley close to the first down. He made the completion across the 35, and it's going to be enough for the Crimson Tide. So Bama, helped by an LSU penalty, picking up their first down in this possession.
Yeah, Bama spread their formation with Kenyon Drake split all the way outside as a wide receiver. He opted for the inside slant route to Calvin Ridley, picks up the first down, and that's a good conversion, solid for Jacob Coker.
Now Henry and Drake are both in. They're split left. Now Derrick Henry comes back and lines up to the right of his quarterback. Now in motion, here's Drake. The handoff goes to Henry, who tries that move to the left. But Arden Key was alert to that play, and there'll be virtually no gain, maybe a half yard. It'll be 2nd and 9.5. A little misdirection with the use of Kenyon Drake in motion.
Yeah, a little counter-type play for Derrick Henry, but LSU was able to win at the point of attack, and no gain there for Derrick Henry. But that's okay. Just keep feeding it to number 2. He'll break one off at some point in time.
7 minutes to go, opening quarter. There is no score. Here now the snap. Coker with protection. Has to backpedal. Looks to get away from trouble. He finds running room. He's to the 35. Lowers his head and he gets to the 40-yard line. But still, it's going to be a 3rd down and 7. Jalen Mills, the nickelback, came up to get a piece of Coker right there. And again, a 3rd and long for Alabama coming up here.
Yeah, and this will be obviously 3 wide receivers with Ridley, Mullaney, and Ardarius Stewart on the field. And one interesting twist coming out of the bye, Calvin Ridley in the slot some tonight rather than Richard Mullaney. So they're trying to get a matchup on the inside with Ridley on a safety or an inside corner.
Bama 1 of 2 in 3rd down conversions. O.J. Howard, the tight end, in motion to the left of the formation. Coker trying to throw long. He's going to overthrow 2 men down at the 20-yard line looking for Ridley. He had tight coverage on him from Jalen Mills, and the pass not catchable and incomplete.
Yeah, I just had said that with Ridley on the inside slot, it puts him on a safety type of athlete, and Jalen Mills coming back from an injury that he sustained during training camp. He's just making his way back onto the field in the last couple games. He was the defender on Ridley running stride for stride.
Dante Jackson is deep to field the first punt of the night from J.K. Scott, who averages 43.3 yards per punt. Jackson has returned only one punt all season for 4 yards. This kick is a booming kick all the way back. Jackson is hit as he makes the catch and is put down promptly inside the 10 by Minkah Fitzpatrick. My goodness, is there anything Minkah can't do? He was right there on Dante Jackson the split second after he made the grab, and LSU will be given credit to start at their own 10-yard line.
He covered him up like a Minkah coat.
And on that
Can you
note,
say that?
You can say that. I wouldn't dare. After that, we're going to break away and let everybody digest what just happened.
Alabama right now winning that hidden yardage because that time Minkah Fitzpatrick was able to bottle up Dante Jackson, the returner for LSU, who runs 4.25 in the 40. So LSU starts at their own 10. This is the game plan for Alabama. Win the field position battle.
Trey Quinn in motion to the left side of the formation. Mouton ahead of Fournette in the eye. The quarterback Harris under center. Here's the give to Fournette. Right side, nada. Nothing. Second down and 10. He just tried the right side of the offense, and his guys there, Clapp and Alexander, were collapsed by Jaron Reed and Denzel Duvall.
Yeah, right now, Alabama winning at the line of scrimmage. This defensive front knocked LSU backwards. They filled the gaps. Nowhere for Fournette to go on a lead play to the right side.
Here now, the second down and 9.5. Baxter again in the eye. Quarterback trying to audible against the noise of this crowd. Wideouts either way. The gift of Fournette. Nothing to his left, nothing to his right, nothing to his left. Spins away from Dylan Lee, but can't get away from the pursuit, and he's put down by Eddie Jackson all the way back at the 6-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 5 on the play, as there was nowhere for Leonard Fournette to go.
Eli, you just don't see this kind of run defense played in modern football. And to see Alabama stack the line with their front 7, there's no safeties involved there. They are whipping LSU at the point of attack. Leonard Fournette, nowhere to go. Tries to bounce it outside. Eddie Jackson there to clean it up. And LSU way behind the sticks here at 3rd and 14.
Quinn and Diarce are in as wide receivers. Backs are in the eye. Fournette standing in his own end zone. Brandon Harris is under his center. Ethan Posick. And now delay of game being taken. It'll be the second penalty on LSU.
Delay of game. Offense, number 6. Half the distance to the goal. Still 3rd down.
Referee Hubert Owens with the call, and they couldn't communicate. Listen to this crowd. Bama had to deal with this situation at Texas A&M a few weeks ago. Les Miles with his hands up over across the way saying, what's going on?
Yeah, there was just absolutely no urgency, though, from Brandon Harris. I don't think he realized that the clock was even going down, and it's already down to 9 again counting.
They break the huddle on a 3rd and 17, 4, 3, 2, 1. He audibles again, and now there's going to be another delay of game. Another delay of game. Though Bama will tackle the running back in the end zone, there is going to be another delay of game. I kind of wish the play had gotten off. But it was again a delay of game. Brandon Harris lost track of the play clock.
Before the snap, delay of game. Offense, number 6, half the distance to the goal, 3rd down.
And
Chris
Eli,
Stewart,
the crowd was so loud there that they couldn't even hear the whistles, and that's why Alabama tackled the LSU runner in the end zone.
Chris Stewart, I assume you can't hear yourself think.
You're exactly right, Al. That's exactly what it's going to say. It is so loud. I could see the official signals, but could not hear the whistle.
Nick Saban always asks the fans to make a racket, and they are doing just that. 3:37 remaining, opening quarter, no score. 3rd and 18 LSU. Quarterback throwing from 8 yards deep in the end zone. loads up, far side, ball is taken by LSU, complete at the 40. Traven Doral goes up between two defenders, and at 6'2", 203, he'll make the big gainer out to the 40-yard line.
That's the only thing Alabama couldn't do, was give up a ball over their heads, and Traven Doral, who we talked about in the pregame, can elevate up the ladder. He goes up and gets it, but they were looking at that almost like a punt. We'll heave it up. If Bama intercepts it, no big deal. Instead, their receiver, Traven Doral, comes down with it.
It'll be a 37-yard gainer. Now John David Moore in at fullback. He and Fournette will flank their quarterback, who's in the shotgun. Here's the give to Fournette. He'll go up the middle and get double-teamed and triple-teamed and taken down at the 44. Reggie Ragland will get credit for that tackle, but still a gain of 5 on the play.
Yeah, when LSU is in shotgun with Fournette stationed to the left or right of Brandon Harris, they have that zone read capability. So Harris can pull the ball and go run it. When Fournette is in the I formation, it's a little easier to draw a bead on him. They were going nowhere in the I formation, and now here they are back in it again with John David Moore at fullback, and now they move to the shotgun.
Doral is wide to the right on the 2nd and 5 play. The give to Fournette turns it upfield. He'll fight across the 45 to the 46, where Jaron Reed will stop him, and it'll be a 3rd down and 3 upcoming. You know, this reminds me, this is, again, an NFL kind of football game.
Well, Eli, back in 2011, almost 70 players for LSU and Alabama that night ended up in the NFL in some way, shape, or fashion. Very similar to tonight. Most of these players will at least get a shot in the NFL. But LSU making a subtle adjustment, going to the gun with Fournette, and the threat of Brandon Harris as a runner has thinned out the Alabama front just to a degree.
Morrow and Jeter are the two tight ends. Here's a 3rd and 3. Harris back to throw, looks, waits, across the middle, off the hands of Tyron Johnson, the intended receiver, across the midfield stripe, and it falls incomplete. He was there, Johnson was, looking for his 5th catch of the year, but he couldn't hang on.
Yeah, he was actually coming out of the backfield. He ran what they call an angle route. He started the outside and broke it to the inside. And a bit of a body language miscommunication there. He was open, and Brandon Harris absolutely missed him.
Now the first punt was 56 yards by Jamie Keene. This one is boomed away, end under end. Fair catch, says Cyrus Jones, and he'll make the grab inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. So a 46-yard punt, no return, and there's a timeout on the field. All right, with 1:27 remaining in the opening quarter, here's a 1st and 10 Alabama from their own 9. Bama's all the way down to our left as we look from our 50-yard line seat, so they're going left to right. Derrick Henry gets the handoff, nothing up the middle. He'll bounce out, escape around 2 men, and gets to the 20 for a 1st down. 1st down, as he did a good bit of work to get around Tre'Davious White, the right cornerback, who then got run over.
I tell you, that was all Derrick Henry there, because he was stopped on the initial charge by LSU. He bounced off and ends up pummeling the secondary of LSU, picks up a 1st down.
Rain now beginning to fall again as a throw from Coker near side is deflected by Lewis Neal. They were looking for Calvin Ridley in the right flat at the 20-yard line, and that was deflected, so it's incomplete. Again, rain is beginning to fall again. Not the monsoon-like conditions of earlier today, nor of that game at Georgia earlier in the season. But nevertheless, the rain has started again here in Tuscaloosa. Here's a 2nd and 10 Bama from their own 20-yard line. 1:05 to go in the opening quarter, no score. Mullaney in motion. They fake the inside give to Henry, who deploys. Here now Coker throws near side. It's in and out of the hands of Ardarius Stewart, who is backing up and falling down as he made the grab at the 38 and could not hang on to the football. It'll bring up a 3rd and 10 from the 20.
That was the familiar over route, meaning that Ardarius Stewart started on one side of the field, came all the way across, and he was open, but he mistimed his jump to a degree. Ball goes off his hands, and Alabama now looking at 3rd and 10.
Bama 1 of 3 in 3rd down conversions, 34% on the year. Here's the 3rd and 10 from their own 20, 58 seconds to go on the opening quarter. Coker in the shotgun. He'll send Derrick Henry in motion to the near side while he looks to the far side. Little screen. It's caught. Here's Ridley. He's out to the 35-yard line and picks up the first down for Alabama. Corey Thompson circulates over to make the tackle, but a lot of folks went with Derrick Henry that time, and they made the nice completion to Ridley.
Yeah, they motioned Derrick Henry toward us on the near side and through the tunnel screen back to the other side, meaning that Calvin Ridley was running to the interior of the Alabama offense. He catches it on the run. It opens up and picks up the first down.
Cam Sims checks in for Alabama now. Kenyon Drake in the backfield. He'll get the handoff. He'll cut left. He's into the secondary. He's got a first down. He's still on his feet across midfield, and he's down to the LSU 48-yard line, and a late flag. A late flag comes in, a 19-yard pickup, and a late flag. Frank Herron and Ricky Jefferson were there on the cover. Alphonse Taylor lost his helmet, so he's going to have to miss the next play. Here's referee Hubert Owens.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 52, 15 yards added to the end of the run. Number 50 on the offense does not have to leave the football game.
And he explains number 50, Alphonse Taylor, does not have to leave that game because it was the face mask pull that caused the helmet to come off, and another 15-yard pickup on penalty.
Well, those are 15 big yards because they're free on the end of a first down run by Kenyon Drake.
20 seconds to go on the quarter, no score. Bama, 1st and 10. Here's Derrick Henry, gets the handoff, goes firing forward from the 33 to the 29. A pickup of 4 right up the middle between Ryan Kelly and Alphonse Taylor, and that's going to do it. The first quarter is in the books. There is no score, but Bama is threatening when the second quarter begins. Scoreless in Tuscaloosa here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports.
I like Alabama's game plan so far on offense, Eli. The 3 wide receivers has forced LSU to play the nickel. That calls for a thinner box, a 6-man box, 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers. There's room to run. And then safe throws for Jacob Coker on some of those early downs. He's picked up a couple of third downs here of late. And Alabama, if they can maintain 50% through the entire game, they'll be in good position to win this football game.
As we swap ends of the field, Bama now going against the wind, heading towards the end zone to our left. It'll be a 2nd and 6 for Bama from the LSU 29. With Derrick Henry in the backfield to get the handoff. Cuts back in off an O.J. Howard block and gets down to the 25-yard line. So a pickup of 4 brings up a 3rd down and 2 for Alabama. Here working on the first play of the second quarter, there is no score. Mullaney checks in. Ridley checks in. Near side Ardarius Stewart. Here's the give. Big hole. Derrick Henry tripped up. He'll be short of the first down. Dominic Jackson on the lead block. And Derrick just got tripped up. It'll be short here.
That's going to set up another 4th and 1, although I think this one is a shorter 4th and 1. And again, going back to 2011, that first game of the century, Nick Saban not going to fool around with field goals tonight. He's going to call for Brandon Green, Michael Neiswander. He's going to heavy up this front and try to go for it again.
Putting in the beef. Bama needs about a half yard here on a 4th and about a half. Just underway, second quarter, no score. Here's the give. Derrick Henry finds running room, dancing to his left. He's to the 21-yard line, and a first down for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Derrick Henry comes in averaging 5.8 yards per carry, picks up 3 right there.
Yeah, when you need 5.8 inches for the first down, you give it to big number 2, and he was able to lunge forward, pick it up, and now Alabama moving into scoring territory deep in LSU territory.
O.J. Howard, the tight end out there. He'll go to the right side of the formation. Kenyon Drake is the running back. There are 2 wides right, while Ardarius Stewart comes wide left. 10th play of the drive right here. Out of the pistol formation. Coker, the give. Kenyon Drake comes near side. Cannot escape the speed of the LSU defense and is taken down by Beckwith and Jamal Adams coming to the near side. It'll be a loss on the play of a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, Kevin Steele called for a strong safety, a player we highlighted earlier, Jamal Adams, to come off the edge on a blitz, so he's unaccounted for. He was able to track down Kenyon Drake as he tried to bend it back to the weak side.
From the LSU 22, heading towards the end zone to our left. 2 wides right, 1 to the left. Drake to the left of his quarterback. Coker, play action fakes, throwing it near side behind Ardarius Stewart. Ardarius is at the 5. The ball went out of bounds at the 10. Incomplete. That was an unusual looking play. Obviously, it'll be a 3rd and 10 now for Bama coming up.
Yeah, and aside from this 3rd down coming up, I like the fact that Kenyon Drake's get some touches early because he's such a change-up to Derrick Henry. You know, LSU gets ready to bulk up to take on Henry, and then all of a sudden here comes Kenyon Drake. But that's then, and this is now 3rd and 10 here for Jake Coker in this Alabama offense.
Bama 2 of 5 in 3rd downs. Nick Saban pacing on the near sidelines. Les Miles standing, hands on hips on the far sideline. Here now, Drake in motion, right side of his quarterback. With blitzing action, there's a throw across traffic, and there's going to be a flag on the play. Alabama was interfered with at the 10-yard line. Mullaney, the intended receiver, Corey Thompson shoves him down before the ball gets there, and that's going to be the 5th penalty of the night against the LSU Tigers. That was huge.
Pass interference. Defense, number 23. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
So they will spot the football just inches inside the 10. And it'll be 1st and goal from there. Actually, they're going to place it right on the 10-yard line. So it is 1st and goal, 10 yards away. Henry and Drake are both in now, with Kenyon going to the wide side of the formation. Henry goes to the right of his quarterback in the slot. One wide out left, that's Ardarius Stewart. Now Derrick Henry comes back in motion, and here comes Drake. He's in motion. They flip the ball to to Kenyon Drake coming across. He'll turn it upfield, gets to the 6 as he was stood up and hit hard by Deion Jones, the weak side linebacker. But nevertheless, the play will pick up 4. It'll be 2nd and goal from 6 yards away.
Yeah, Alabama has had Derrick Henry and Kenyon Drake on the field together at different points. Henry usually takes the ball inside. Kenyon takes it to the outside. Alabama tries a wide sweep play, and it picks up 3 yards.
Nice Wander checks into the lineup. He and O.J. Howard are out there. Ardarius Stewart in tight on the right side of the formation. Here now is the snap. Coker steps up. He finds running room. Gets inside the 5. Gets to the 4-yard line before he's tackled down. It'll be a 3rd and goal from there. Devon Gottschall, the defensive tackle, there to make the stop.
Yeah, and this was a design move pass for Jake Coker, and as we've seen in previous games, he is a physical runner. He runs inspired, and I tell you, his toughness has really rallied his teammates. They love the way he plays football.
3rd and goal from the 4. Bama threatening at the end zone to our left. They look to the near sideline, get the signal relayed in. Coker now steps up to the line of scrimmage. He'll relay the information to his offensive line. Play clock at 5. Henry shifts to the right of the quarterback. They snap it at 3. Rolling right is Coker. Throws at the feet of the receiver. Incomplete. Ridley was looking at the goal line. Couldn't find the football. Ricky Jefferson on the coverage as we check in with our Cook's Pest Control sideline reporter, Chris Stewart.
Eli, on the play, 3rd down where there was pass interference, Jake got hit really hard. I don't know if he landed awkwardly on his foot or someone landed on him, but he was hobbling all throughout the end of that series and still bothered by it as he comes to the sidelines.
All right, thanks, Chris. Adam Griffith now to attempt a field goal that is only a yard longer than an extra point, actually 2. It'll be a 23-yard try off the near hash mark. Wind for the 2nd is not a factor. Kick on the way. It is up, and it is good. And Alabama will draw first blood. They lead 3-0 as we pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Alabama leads 3-0. Back to Tuscaloosa in a moment. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports. Of note, no other quarterback is up and throwing, and Coker now kind of nods, walks away with trainer Jeff Allen. Now the kick. Darius Geis is under it, makes the grab at the 7, comes to the near side, and oh my goodness, he gets rung up at the 15 by Michael Nicewander. My goodness gracious, Nyslander just rung up Geis on the return, and LSU starts at the 15-yard line. What a hit, what a hit.
Michael Nyslander is going to enjoy that one for a long time because he absolutely rung up Darius Geis. But going back to Jacob Coker for a moment, he's got big-time courage and valor and all that, but he does have to get down on occasion. As rugged as he is, he put himself in harm's way that time against the LSU defense.
All right, LSU 1st and 10 from their own 16. Alabama leads 3-0. Doral, Dupree, and Johnson are wide to the left side. Quarterback Brandon Harris with the play clock at 4. Snaps it, gives it to Fournette. He'll come near side, gets hit, tries to get away and can't. As Marlon Humphrey comes shooting up from his cornerback spot and does not let the running back go. And how many times has the coach stressed that? You got to hang on to him when you hit him the first time.
Well, Eli, everybody is accounted for on that side of the field in terms of hats on hats. LSU's had enough blockers for the Bama defense, with the exception of one man, the cornerback, Marlon Humphrey. He meets Leonard Fournette in the hole for no gain.
Here's a 2nd down and 10. Early stages, second quarter, Bama leads 3-0. Shotgun Harris, Fournette to his right, he'll block. Now the throw across, it's off the hands of the intended receiver, Traven Durrell, who tried to make the quick crossing route just a few yards downfield. Off his fingertips, incomplete. It'll be a 3rd down and 10.
Well, Traven Durrell made an exceptional catch a little while ago when he elevated downfield around 2 Alabama defensive backs. But that time, as he crossed the midline of the offense, he did not want any part of that football as the Alabama defense was bearing down on him.
Now Fournette is split wide to the near side. They'll move Tyron Johnson into the backfield. Here now is the 3rd down play. Pressure on the quarterback. Harris tries to run away before he gets hit and throws it onto the sidelines of Alabama. Incomplete. Great penetration by Williams and Jonathan Allen for Alabama. They were in the face of quarterback Brandon Harris before he had a second to react. And LSU will have to punt. Bama should have good field position on the reception.
Yeah, and that's Alabama. The defense is 2nd 3 and out so far. Of course, they're 3rd in the country in that category. They force over 6 per game in terms of 3 and out. And that's a big one here because Alabama can get great field position.
Here now, after 2 punts with an average of 52 yards per, this one is caught by Cyrus Jones at the 43-yard line. On a 40-yard punt, no return. Bama's got good field position when play resumes. 10:06 to go in the half. It is Alabama with the football and a 3-0 lead. Half here in Tuscaloosa. Don't forget, after the game, stay tuned. Crimson Tide post-game show with Tyler Watts and Todd Robbins. Live from Bob's Victory Grill at the Midtown Village here in Tuscaloosa. Bob's Victory Grill, as you know, is an Alabama favorite. Home of great food and great fun for the entire family. That's coming up after the ball game. And oh, by the way, Leonard Fournette, you've heard of him. 6 carries, 7 yards, Phil. 6 carries, 7 yards.
Well, the calling card for this Alabama team is running the football with Derrick Henry and defending the run, and they've been absolutely airtight tonight against Leonard Fournette through the first quarter and 5 minutes of this football game.
Stewart wide right, Ridley wide left. Bama 1st and 10 from their own 43. Quarterback is in the pistol with Henry behind him. He deploys Mullaney to the right side. Rolling is Coker. Throws complete. Catch made down to the LSU 42 by O.J. Howard, who had 7 receptions against Tennessee for a career high in his last ball game. That's a pickup of 15 and a first down.
I thought the 2 big things coming out of the Tennessee game for the Bama offense, the confidence of Jake Coker with that game-winning drive late in the fourth quarter, and the fact that O.J. Howard caught 7 passes, and that time he was left uncovered by the LSU defense. first down for the Tide.
Kenyon Drake comes in. He splits wide left along with Ridley. That'll leave Derrick Henry in the pistol formation. Ardarius Stewart wide to the right side. Here's the snap. The give. Henry delays, goes right, finds running room into the secondary. He stiff arms a man. 30, 20, down the right sideline, 15 to the 10, out of bounds to the 2-yard line. Dominic Jackson with a huge block and a rumble of 39 yards where he needed 41. And Alabama's got the ball, first and goal from the 2-yard line.
Well, while Alabama has built the wall of China against Leonard Fournette, Derrick Henry just busts loose for 31 yards. A little subtle change, a counter play for the Tide. Henry got into the secondary and was able to ward off Jamal Adams for a good 10, 12, 15 extra yards at the end of that carry.
Derrick Henry has rushed for a touchdown in his last 13 games in succession. Ashawn is in on offense. And now timeout is being taken.
First charge, timeout, Alabama.
Alabama takes timeout. They snuck Ashawn Robinson in on offense from his normal defensive spot, Phil.
Well, he's disguised as a tight end wearing number 86, but they know exactly who he is, and we highlighted him before the game for his work on defense, but it appears that he's going to be part of this goal line package for Lane Kiffin.
The rushing statistics, Phil, are remarkable. Brian Roberts, our statistician, says Bama right this second has 105 rushing yards. LSU right this second has 3. 105-3.
Well, just an outstanding start for Alabama. Of course, LSU, Les Miles, 61-0 when his team rushes for 100 and holds the other team below 100 yards rushing. Alabama already clearing that threshold with 105 through the first quarter and a half.
Ashawn Robinson is in. Hale Hentges is in. O.J. Howard in for blocking. First and goal from the 3. The give. Derrick Henry up the middle. He's got a touchdown! The 14th game in succession that Derrick Henry has rushed for a touchdown behind the blocking of Hentges, Alphonse Taylor, and the tight end O.J. Howard. Touchdown, Alabama. The Tide is up 9-0.
Well, Bama goes big, and they go home there for this touchdown with Derrick Henry. He's too big, he's too powerful, he's too strong. Alabama opens it up, and now a 2-score lead pending this extra point.
Here's Adam Griffith, who is 33 of 33 this year, and a timeout being taken. LSU had too many men on the field, so they take a timeout, or did they not get it in time? Let's see. Let's see what Hubert Owens calls.
Substitution infraction on the defense. The penalty is declined. We'll have the try.
So the penalty declined by Alabama. They're going to go for the extra point here. The Bromberg's Rolex scoring drive will be 3 plays, 57 yards in 1 minute and 15 seconds. Now, Adam Griffith, who has not missed an extra point this year, puts this one up straight and true, and Alabama's lead is now 10-0 with 8 minutes and 51 seconds remaining in this opening half. Harris just 1 of 5 passing for 37 yards. Darius Geis is deep to the near side, and Darrell Williams deep across the way. The first time, you'll remember, Geis made the grab, and Michael Neiswander buried him at the 15. Here's a kick. This one is going to sail into and out of the back of the end zone. A touchback on the part of Adam Griffith. So in his 53rd kickoff, it'll be touchback number 25 of the year. Ran into his folks last night at a restaurant here in town, the Levy, which is a great restaurant. We've been going to them for a number of weeks now. Great food, and Adam's folks came by just to say hello and talk about their young son. And, nice people.
And he's bounced back from a tough start. Remember, he was 0 for 4 to begin the season, and now 11 for 17 on the year, hit of 11 of his last 13. He's been excellent on the kickoff.
First and 10 LSU from their own 25 after the touchback. Doral is wide to the near side. Dupree to the far side. Backs are in the eye. Harris looks left, steps up. He can run. He's going to watch with a holding penalty coming back as he gets out to the 33-yard line and is tackled. But that's going to be the 6th penalty of the day. William Clapp, I believe, will be guilty of the hold back at the original line of scrimmage. We'll hear from referee Hubert Owens.
Personal foul, defense, number 95, face mask, 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run, first down.
They're going to call Darren Lake on a face mask. Apparently after that is when Clapp grabbed him as they were tangled up together. So the first penalty of the night on Alabama. Darren Lake, the senior nose guard from Sumter Central High School in York.
Alabama had been clean penalty-wise. Of course, LSU comes to this game tied for 97th in the country, over 7 penalties a game. Alabama slightly better than that. They give up 6+ penalties per game.
1st and 10 from their own 48 for LSU. Backs are in the eye. Moore ahead of Fournette. Wideouts either way. A straight pro set, handoff Fournette. Dylan Lee comes in with help from others, and he gets him down at the 49-yard line of Alabama. A couple 3-yard pickup. Jaron Reed, Reggie Ragland, and Dylan Lee combining on the stop. And that's what Nick Saban talked about on the pregame and on the Nick Saban show Thursday night. He said, you don't really game plan necessarily, but we've got to get more than one guy on Fournette every time he's got the football.
No question about it. And you know usually where he's going to be coming from. But LSU now has him stationed in the shotgun next to Brandon Harris.
Deshaun Smith is in a tight end. He's lined up to the left side of the line. 2nd down and 6. 7:54 to go until halftime. Bama leads 10-0. The snap. They fake the give to Fournette. Quarterback keeper is short of the first down. Dalvin Tomlinson spots him and puts him down at the 42-yard line, maybe the 43. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and a yard as Brandon Harris that time faked the give and held on to it as Alabama's finally playing back in their own territory. That last play, the first snap of the night for LSU across the midfield stripe.
Yeah, and again, LSU is seem to find a little more success when they're able to do that zone read where they either give it or fake it to Leonard Fournette and let Brandon Harris. That's the first time he's kept it, and now that sets him up for a 3rd and short here.
Moreau and Jeter are the 2 tight ends. Running back as the give goes to Darrell Williams. He'll fight forward and get the first down across the 40 down to the Alabama 38-yard line. 6:57 remaining in the opening half. Alabama leads 10-0. This is the first deep penetration for LSU tonight.
And of course, it all was sparked by the face mask penalty by the tie.
Quick handoff. Fournette left side. See ya. Take a seat. He ran right into Alabama's defense. That was Ryan Anderson and Dalvin Tomlinson to Fournette's left. And there is an injured player down, grabbing his lower leg.
It's Vidal Alexander. No, excuse me. I'm sorry. It's the right guard.
It's William Clapp, the right guard.
No, it's not Clapp.
No?
He's up on his feet.
It's a guy with a 4 at the end of his number. That will be John David Moore, who is the man down. The normal starting fullback. Although Keithan Mouton started at fullback tonight. Let's break away. 6.5 to go in the first half. 10-0 Alabama. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports.
Yeah, Moore had been the replacement this year at fullback for Connor Neighbors.
Yeah.
Of course, he graduated, moved on, got a shot with the Tennessee Titans. But nevertheless, Moore was up on his feet. He is wearing a left knee brace, so we'll check on him and see how that turns out.
Man in motion, Jeter, the tight end, to the left side of the formation. Harris, the quarterback, with pressure off the edge. He is unloading long. Man is there. He's got the grab and a touchdown, LSU. Traven Doral beat the Alabama secondary downfield, and it's going to be a pickup of 40 yards and the touchdown. Geno Matias-Smith, who made a big play earlier, could not keep up with Traven Doral, and a beautiful throw by Brandon Harris.
Well, Eli, we talked in the pregame about stacking the box to defend the run and defending the shots downfield. And right now, LSU's taken 2 shots deep they've hit both of them, and both have been to Traven Doral.
Here's Trent Domingue to attempt the extra point. Kick is on the way, and Domingue remains perfect this year. He has hit all 36 of his extra points and all 9 of his field goals. So a 40-yard Brandon Harris to Traven Doral touchdown strike gets LSU on the board. And all of a sudden, this game becomes a whole lot tighter. It's Alabama 10, LSU 7. The Bromberg's Rolex scoring drive will be 5 plays, 75 yards in a rather brisk 2 minutes and 39 seconds. Cameron Gamble to kick it away to Kenyon Drake and Richard Mullaney, who are deep with the wind this time for Cameron Gamble. It's at his back. Kick is in the air. End over end. Taken by Drake at the 2. He's to the 5, to the 10. Angles left to the 15, 20. Breaks to the right side, 25. Has a man to beat on the outside, 30. And steps out of bounds at the 35-yard line. The kicker, Cameron Gamble, got the angle on Kenyon Drake and forced him out of bounds. But a good run back, and Bama will start from their own 35-yard line.
There's some real gaps in this coverage by LSU, and if it were not for a shortage of real estate, as you noted, Eli, he had one man to beat the kicker, and he was able to push him out of bounds, but a nice run back by Kenyon Drake.
So with 6:05 to go until halftime, Alabama with a 10-7 lead. Here comes the offense. Jacob Coker is in at quarterback. Kenyon Drake, the running back.
Well, every possession is precious in this kind of game, and with LSU deferring the opening kick, they, of course, get the ball first to open the second half.
Ridley and Mullaney to the near side. Ardarius Stewart to the right side. O.J. Howard, the tight end, in motion. Hand off to Drake. He'll go shooting right side and gets undercut as he crosses the line of scrimmage. A 1-yard pickup before Deion Jones, the weak side linebacker, gets to him. It'll be a 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, and as this LSU defense has improved from a year ago, most of it is because of the play of their front wall and the linebackers, Kendall Beckwith and Deion Jones. Jones, a first-time starter, he's a senior, but he's a big-time player. Both of them lead this team with 51 tackles coming into this contest.
He's a big hitter with some good speed. Here now on the 2nd down play. Coker under heavy pressure, and down he goes. First sack, Jalen Mills. He came shooting right up the middle. Nobody touched him, and Coker loses a bunch all the way back to his own 25-yard line.
Yeah, Kevin Steele, the defensive coordinator, he dials up a pressure there with Jalen Mills, who's playing essentially that nickel corner spot, the same position that Minka Fitzpatrick plays for the Tide. He comes off the edge, sacks Jacob Coker. Now Alabama way behind the sticks at 3rd and 20.
Indeed, they are at the 25-yard line. We've got 4:55 remaining in the half. Bama 3 of 7 in 3rd down conversions. Play clock at 6, 5. They break the huddle. 3, 2, 1. The snap just in time. Here's Coker on the inside give. Looking for running room is Kenyon Drake. Very little there. He gets out to the 29-yard line. Frank Herron will make the tackle, and Alabama will have to punt this one away with 4:27 remaining in the half, and LSU will get the ball in fairly decent position, pending the boot by J.K. Scott, averaging 43 yards a punt.
And at 3rd and 20, Alabama didn't want to risk putting the ball in the air. They put it in the belly of Kenyon Drake. That clock continues to run, and now they're relying on J.K. Scott to punt this Crimson Tide team out of trouble.
It's his 2nd punt of the night. The first one went for 50 yards. The speedy Dante Jackson is back deep, and here's a nice, beautiful spiral. Jackson settles beneath it. He got it at the 25, reverses, goes back to the far side, gets across the 30, and out to the 31 where Dylan Lee puts him down. So Alabama's defense holds him in place. A 45-yard punt, and that 6-yard return.
Yeah, an excellent coverage by the Alabama punt team. And Dante Jackson, we noted his speed, recorded 4.24 for their strength and conditioning staff. He's a true freshman, and they've inserted him into the lineup. Tre'Davious White, the starting corner, typically the punt returner. But again, they've tried to make some adjustments over their bye to improve their special teams.
LSU has all 3 timeouts remaining as we near the end of the half. Bama has 2. Brykeithan Mouton is in for Moore at the fullback spot. Fournette is the tailback. Here's the 1st and 10 play. Play action fake to Fournette. Harris looks, throws far side. First down grab is made by Malachi Dupree, who then steps out of bounds at the 45-yard line. A 15-yard pickup and a first down for LSU. And now, as you said earlier, they're not going to be able to run it quite as much, although still they can, but they're going to throw it out of the eye. Here now, play action again. Harris looks long. He's got men in the formation, and the ball hits the Bama defender, who then hits the intended receiver, Dupree, and it's going to be a penalty. The ball hits Cyrus Jones in the back. It'll be the second penalty against Alabama.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 5. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
He had his back to the play. He hit Dupree, and the ball then hit Cyrus in the back.
Well, LSU's made a conscious decision that instead of trying to pound that wall of China with Leonard Fournette, let's just throw it up and see what happens. And so far, they've hit 2 shot plays over the top of the Alabama D and now drew a pass interference penalty. LSU now moves into Bama territory.
From the 40 of Alabama, 1st and 10. 3:31 to go in the half. Bama leads 10-7. 2 wides to the right, 1 to the left. Brandon Harris gets the shotgun snap, fakes the give to Fournette, keeps it himself into the secondary. Eddie Jackson pulls him down, but not before he runs for a first down to the 25-yard line. It'll be another 1st and 10 upcoming for LSU.
Yeah, see, that's the same concept that Tennessee does with Jalen Hurd and Joshua Dobbs. They watch that tape. Same play from LSU.
Now the Harris pump throws towards the end zone over everybody's head, incomplete, out of bounds. Looking for Traven Durrell again. They had also that time snuck Tyron Johnson wide to the near side, but they looked off of him and went the other way. It'll be a 2nd down and 10.
Well, they're trying to loosen up this Alabama secondary and defense by taking some shots deep so that they can open up that run game. But again, when the quarterback is a threat as a runner from the shotgun on the zone read, Alabama has to account for him. They didn't a moment ago. Brandon Harris ran for a first down.
2nd and 10 with 3:12 remaining in the half from the 25 of Bama. The Tide leads 10-7. Play clock at 3, 2, 1. They get the snap away. The toss to Fournette, left side. Here comes the D. They hit him hard after a pickup of 2 yards. It'll be a 3rd down and 8 upcoming. That was Denzel Duvall with help from the secondary who came up to meet him. Very active Geno Matias-Smith on the play as well.
Well, Bama's so well schooled against those I formation plays, the toss, the power, all the different things that LSU does. To me, LSU's wasting their time with Leonard Fournette in the I formation. They should run him out of the gun every single time with Harris as a run threat also from the quarterback position.
This time they've run him out of the game. Darrell Williams is the running back on this 3rd and 8 play. Here's Harris looking, throwing across the middle. Nobody there. Incomplete. Incomplete, looking for Deshaun Smith, the tight end. And now, with that pressure by Tim Williams hustling the quarterback, it's going to be a long field goal try of 42 yards for LSU. Trent Domingue, from this distance, 2 of 2 this year. He hit a 45-yarder against Eastern Michigan. This is a 42-yarder off the far hash mark. The holder is Brad Cragthorpe. The kick on the way. It is ugly, but it sails on through for 3 points, and we are tied here in Tuscaloosa with 2:22 remaining in the first half
and
of play.
Eli, we talked about the human tug-of-war of this football game and the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs, and we're right back to where we started almost 28 minutes ago. Well, the hidden yardage of special teams has really been in favor of Alabama. But unfortunately, it's the defense for the Tide sprang a couple of leaks with those deep throws. We're all tied up 10-10. And on the front end of this kick return, Alabama could set themselves up in field position to go at least try to get a field goal, if not a touchdown before the half.
Cameron Gamble to kick it away to Kenyon Drake and Richard Mullaney. It angles to the far side. It's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be the second out-of-bounds kick this year by Cameron Gamble in 21 kickoffs. Many guys have no out-of-bounds kicks at all. That's his second in 21 tries.
Well, remember last year,
free kick out of bounds. Kicking team number 36. The receiving team has chosen to take the football at the 35-yard line. First down.
You hear the wind buffeting the microphone of referee Hubert Owens.
Of course, a kick out of bounds in last year's contest set up that game-tying field goal drive by Blake Sims and the Tide in the last seconds of the contest a year ago. And here we are, history repeating itself. Alabama takes possession at their own 35.
So a 1st and 10 for the Tide, 2:22 remaining in the half. Alabama has 2 of their 3 timeouts remaining. Remember, they used one earlier in the half. So here comes Bama. Derrick Henry back in a tailback.
They have more than ample time here. They've got 10, 12 plays if they can move the sticks here with Jake Coker at quarterback.
2 wides to the left. Coker in the shotgun has Henry to his left. O.J. Howard in motion, the tight end to the right side of the formation. The snap is belt high. Coker looks right, throws, out route, catch is made. It'll be a first down grab. Darius Stewart picking up the reception, his 33rd of the year, and a first down for Alabama on a 19-yard pickup.
Well, the protection was there against LSU's 4-man front. Jake Coker throws a strike to Darius Stewart, and Alabama crosses midfield.
LSU had 7 men in the box that time. Bama taking advantage here now on the give. Derrick Henry up the middle. He's on the move. He's going to gallop for a first down to the 35-yard line behind Ryan Kelly and Ross Piercebaker. And the chains move again. Yeah. First down, Bama with 1:57 to go until halftime.
Yeah, and again, with a couple of timeouts, Alabama's got at least 8-9 plays here, but they want to milk this clock and get a score.
O.J. Howard, the tight end, goes to the right side of the formation. Derrick Henry shifts from the right to the left of his quarterback. 2 wides left. Here now the inside give. Derrick Henry has to be patient. Nothing there. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Alabama continues the clock on the move. We're down to 1:29 remaining. Kendall Beckwith, the middle linebacker, made that stop. Now Kenyon Drake is in. Derrick Henry takes a seat. Here comes Calvin Ridley going wide to the far side along with Richard Mullaney. On a 2nd and 9 from the 35. Near side are Darius Stewart. Shotgun the quarterback. Coker gets the snap, belt high. Stands there, looks under pressure. Down he goes. Another sack by the LSU Tigers. It'll be their second of the night. That was Arden Key, the defensive end, who came in with that big stop. Yeah, and the clock now inside 1 minute remaining.
Yeah, Bama letting this clock wind down, and one thing you don't want to do, of course, is take that sack. You've got to get that ball out of there, and at 45 seconds and counting, Alabama's let a lot of time run off. They're going to take the clock, but they're certainly not in position to score here at LSU's 44-yard line.
We're tied at 10, 33 seconds to go until halftime. Here's a 3rd and 18 for Bama after that sack. Snap, Coker, straight back, looks left, throws, catch Mullaney, makes the grab, goes out of bounds, stopping the clock with 21 seconds remaining at the 39-yard line. Tre'Davious White, the cornerback, was covering Mullaney on that play.
Well, and this is a tricky call here for Nick Saban. It's 4th and 11, and there's enough time on this clock, obviously, if you don't make it, for LSU to then get a chance to throw a Hail Mary or 2. So Bama is going to opt to punt here, and I think this is the wise call. You don't want to give up the field position and give LSU and Brandon Harris, who's got a tremendous arm, to launch one into your end zone. So J.K. Scott's going to take the punt here.
It would have been a 55-yard field goal try, and now timeout being taken by Bama. They send
second charge, timeout of the first half, Alabama.
This is going to be a 55-yard try, if indeed it is a try and not a fake. The long snapper is Cole Mazza. The holder is backup quarterback Cooper Bateman. Off the near hash mark. The wind is swirling, but it's more in the face of the kicker. Here's Cooper. Puts it down. Adam tries to kick it. He's got leg. He has 3. Oh, my goodness, from 55 yards away. How about them apples?
Well, Eli, you had just mentioned a few minutes ago that you saw his family at a local restaurant, and I don't know what you told him or if they carried a snack back to the hotel last night, but he just drilled it from 55 yards. Give Nick Saban and his coaching staff credit there. They believed in the player. They pulled the punt team off and said, hey, go get us 3 points. And Adam Griffith delivers to put Alabama on top, 13-10.
Chris Stewart, remarkable.
Yeah, it absolutely is, Eli. I had somebody ask me just seconds before the kick, can he make this? I said, yeah, don't forget now, just a few minutes earlier, he had kicked off into that wind when it was blowing much harder all the way through the back of the end zone. So you knew he was swinging that leg well, but, man, to do it in the clutch like that, absolutely huge.
That's Chris Stewart, our Cook's Pest Control sideline reporter. The Bromberg's Rolex scoring drive, 6 plays, 28 yards, 2 minutes and 8 seconds, capped off with a career-long 55-yard field goal by Adam Griffith. Now, with Darius Geis and Darrell Williams deep, Griffith is going to be kicking it right to left. Boom. Geis from the goal line pulls it down up high, goes left, and he's taken down inside the 10-yard line. My goodness gracious. Cam Sims, or rather Tony Brown. Tony Brown, who is out there. Both men wear 7. That's Tony on this special teams unit. How about that? Great coverage on special teams.
Well, there's a baseball phrase that people can hit a screaming Mimi. Yep. And that was a screaming Mimi disguised as number 7, Tony Brown. He was untouched. He ran 40 or 50 yards full speed and absolutely destroyed Darius Geis.
I'll tell you, between the hit by Nicewander earlier and this one by Brown, Bama's special teams are excelling. There are 11 seconds to go now until halftime. And folks, don't forget the Nick Saban interview coming up at the break. LSU takes the knee. They will go and take a knee and head to the locker room. Alabama leads 10-7. Chris Stewart will be standing by with the coach. Our halftime interview brought to you by Golden Flake Snack Foods, with Bama leading 13-10. Here's Chris.
Coach, your thoughts on the half?
Well, we played good on defense. We gave up a couple big plays, which, they're quick snapping us and late subbing, and we're not getting lined up, and players aren't focused, and we got to get that fixed in the second half. Offense has done a great job of controlling the ball, but, for the domination that we had in the game in terms of the yards, we need to score more points.
Coach, you decided to go for the 55-yard field goal, and it paid off. What did that do for the confidence of this team, but also for Adam Griffith, who's struggled all year?
Well, I think it was big. He hits them in practice, but it was great to see him hit it in the game. It was a big kick, so great for us, great for our team.
You've held the best running back in the nation to just 9 yards in the first half. How do you continue to win that battle up front?
Well, but we can't give up big plays. We gave up too many big plays. We weren't lined up a couple times. They're quick snapping us. They're kind of messing with us on the substitution, running guys in and out. So we just got to get lined up, get our players lined up, and play with confidence.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Thus far to keep Fournette in check. Let's see if that can continue on throughout the day. Again, Geis is deep across the way. To the near side, Darrell Williams. Bama tightly tied together on the kick here, and it sails far side into the end zone, and another touchback for Adam Griffith. Second of the day, 26th on the year, and the LSU Tigers now will start 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line.
Well, the Alabama defense was stupendous against the run. Leonard Fournette, you mentioned 9 attempts on the ground, 9 yards, 7 yards lost. He had netted 16 or gained 16, went backwards for 7, ended up with 9. The problem was that Alabama gave up 3 completions, 2 of which were over their heads for big plays. That's what they've got to get cleaned up here in the second half.
1st and 10 LSU from their own 25. Bama in their crimson jerseys over the white pants. LSU in the white jerseys over the gold pants trimmed in purple. Shotgun, Brandon Harris. He's got Fournette behind him. They play action, fake it. Fournette comes out left to throw. Dylan Lee intercepts it far side. Alabama's got the football at the 30-yard line. Dylan Lee came across, anticipated beautifully. It's the 13th interception of the year for Alabama, and another $1,000 from Wells Fargo to the Children's Hospital of Alabama. The first interception thrown all year by LSU quarterback Brandon Harris.
Well, LSU came out 2-by-2, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. They play fake, roll Brandon Harris to the right, and he threw a bullet of a pass, and Dylan Lee, a linebacker, caught it with his hands, reaches out, plucks it in the air. And we talked about turnovers being a big part of this game. Here's the first one. Alabama takes possession inside the 30 of LSU.
And now the Dominoes drive for dough. Teresa Kosloff of Tuscaloosa. If Bama scores here, she will get 28 pizzas from Dominoes. 1st and 10 from the 28. Here's Coker. Dumps it off underneath. Here's Kenyon Drake, 20. To the outside 15. Kenyon to the 10. He turns it upfield 5. He spins his way in. He steps out at the 4. He stepped out at the 4-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and goal from the 4 for the Alabama Crimson Tide. 24 yards on that pickup, and it'll be 1st and goal from the 4-yard line.
Well, that's that little trap door screen where Kenyon Drake, instead of going out, he actually turns in. Jake Coker was able to flip it to him, and he does the rest, and now Alabama truly in the red zone inside the 5.
1st and goal from the 4. Ardarius Stewart goes wide to the far side. 2 wides to the near side, Mullaney and Ridley. Derrick Henry is the setback. He's alongside his quarterback. The snap is high. They bring it down to Henry. He'll plunge forward, gets 2 yards down to the 2. It'll be 2nd and goal from there. Jamal Adams, the strong safety, made the tackle. And Bama's bringing in the beef. Brandon Green, Michael Neiswander coming on in. LSU substitutes. They'll bring in some big guys. Frank Heron checks in. Here's Cam Sims coming off the Bama bench as a wide receiver.
Yeah, LSU typically in these goal line situations plays a 5-4. So 5 down linemen, 4 linebackers, 2 safeties. This is Biggins on Biggins here.
Here now, Coker on the handoff. Derrick Henry fights forward. He gets another yard to the 1. It'll be 3rd and goal from a yard away as he just tried to plunge and power his way in. And now here comes the call for Hale Henches. Here comes the call for Eshawn Robinson. They will join the party. Brandon Green leaves. Cam Sims leaves. Bama, 3 of 9 in 3rd down conversions today. Here's a 3rd and goal from a yard away. Bama leads 13-10. 2nd minute of the 3rd quarter. Neiswander in motion. Coker under center. Give Derrick Henry. Finds running room. He's in. Touchdown behind the blocking of Eshawn Robinson. 2nd touchdown of the night for Derrick Henry. And Bama again jumps out to a more comfortable lead.
Well, it's one thing to get a turnover. It's another to turn it into points. And Dylan Lee made the big play to start this second half. Then Kenyon Drake, and then Derrick Henry finishes it off with a door screen, a couple of runs up the pipe, and Alabama on top by 9, pending this extra point.
Here is the kick coming from Adam Griffith at the uprights to our right. Kick is up, and the kick is good. And Alabama's lead is now 20-10. And congratulations to Teresa Kosloff of Tuscaloosa. She has won the Domino's Drive for Dough. She'll be having 28 pizzas available to her before much longer from our friends at Domino's. And folks, you can enter to win on the Crimson Tide Sports Marketing Facebook page. We'll all see you at Teresa's place for a big party. Teresa, congratulations. Back in a moment. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports.
I'll tell you, when LSU comes out in the I formation, you know it's going to be a run inside or a play-action pass. It's one or the other. That's all they can do in this particular set.
Here's the give to Fournette. Comes left, nothing there. He'll fight and get an extra yard to the 26. 10 carries, 10 yards for Leonard Fournette. Who would have thunk it?
Well, I tell you, when they line up in, again, a traditional I formation, this Alabama defense is so well schooled, and they are ready for that type of run action. And so 10 carries, 10 yards is about as good as you can do against a player like Leonard Fournette. I'm surprised that LSU is not doing more of those gun runs with the zone read, giving Brandon Harris a chance to carry the ball.
2nd and 9 from the 26. Handoff Fournette going right side. Nothing there. Gets back to the line of scrimmage before Jaron Reed and Reuben Foster will tackle him.
Well, I tell you, when Alabama is having this kind of production on 1st and 2nd down, and LSU has to operate behind the sticks at 3rd and 9, like this next play, the scales go considerably in favor of the Tide, because LSU is not built to convert on these types of situations.
Ronnie Harrison is in. Tim Williams is in. Here's a 3rd and 9, LSU from their own 26. Man in motion, goes to the far side of the formation. Snap to Harris, looks right and throws. It's a slant route caught by Dupree for a 1st down across the 35 to the 36-yard line. He was the motion man, and they go to Malachi Dupree.
Yeah, Dupree motion from Bama's right to left. He ended up in the slot, and he was able to break inside and underneath the Bama defender, Geno Matias-Smith.
So now a 1st and 10 LSU from their own 36-yard line. Harris in the shotgun. He's got Fournette to his right. 2 wides to the left and a wide out to the right side. Here now Harris stands in, looks and throws. It's tipped at the line of scrimmage and off the mark, incomplete. Looking for Tyron Johnson in the left flat. It is incomplete. Brings up a 2nd down and 10.
And LSU's trying their version of playing at the line of scrimmage. It's not an up-tempo, hurry-up offense by any stretch, but the entire offensive team looks over to the sideline, all the skill players and the quarterback, and they take signals from the LSU staff and backup quarterbacks.
Dupree and Johnson are wide left. 1 wide out. Doral is wide right. 2nd and 10, LSU from their own 36. Bama by 10. Handoff Fournette. Grabbed and thrown down like a rag doll by A'Shawn Robinson. The play will lose 2 yards. That is now 12 carries for 8 yards for Leonard Fournette, who I'm sure is getting frustrated at this stage of the day.
You know, just unbelievable penetration that time. A'Shawn Robinson, not only is he playing on the defensive side of things, but he threw a key block, a dominant block on the touchdown run by Derrick Henry moments ago.
LSU 3 of 7 in 3rd down conversions. Here's a 3rd and 12 play from their own 34. We have played 5 minutes of the 3rd quarter. Harris straight back to throw. He is trying to run, looks and throws. It's behind the intended receiver with a flag down, incomplete. There was likely a hold on Vidal Alexander, who got a bit of Tim Williams, who was closing in.
Number 74 of the offense.
Yep.
That penalty is refused. It'll be 4th down.
Vidal Alexander holding Tim Williams. It'll be 4th down. I'll tell you, Bama wasn't far off from picking that one. Ronnie Harrison ticked off at himself, thought he might have been able to get to the football.
Yeah, I tell you, Eli, we don't talk enough about Tim Williams. Now, he's a situational rusher, but when he's on the field, he is a guy that can really come off the edge, and that time he looped to the inside of Vidal Alexander and put the heat on Brandon Harris.
The punt by Keene, taken by Cyrus Jones, comes near side 30. Stiff arms a man 35, down the near sideline 40. There's a flag on the play for a block in the back, and Cyrus gets down to the LSU 45. A 38-yard punt with a nice return, but there was a block in the back, as we will hear from Hubert Owens. Michael Neiswander, I believe, will be the guilty party with the block in the back.
During the return, illegal block in the back of the receiving team, number 46, 10 yards from the spot of the foul, 1st down.
It was Michael Neiswander with the block in the back, so that nice return is wiped out. But nevertheless, Bama has the ball and a 10-point lead when we return. 10:15 to go in the 3rd here in Tuscaloosa. Alabama 20, LSU 10. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports. Here we go, Bama. 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line. Pistol formation, Kenyon Drake. Oh, what a block by Ardarius Stewart. Drake down the near sideline. He steps out of bounds at the 45. Ardarius Stewart, my Lord, he came across and took out 2 guys before Kenyon goes and scampers for 16 yards and a first down. What a block.
He actually cracked Jamal Adams, the outstanding safety for LSU, and that spraying Kenyon Drake around the corner for a first down.
Another handoff to Kenyon Drake. He goes from the 46 to the 48, picks up a couple. Lewis Neal will make the stop, the defensive end on the tackle. It'll be a second down and 8. 9:51 time remaining.
And again, I think it's great to get Kenyon Drake into the game because he's such a change-up for Derrick Henry, and of course, it preserves Henry for the latter stages of the fourth quarter.
Derrick does come in now. He'll line up to the left of the quarterback. Play action to him. Coker under pressure, trying to get away. He can't, and he's taken down by Christian Lacouture for the third time all the way back to the 30. That's going to lose 18 yards. Wow.
Yeah, that's an inside defensive tackle, Lacouture, who was on a stunt game with the LSU defensive end. He looped to the outside. That ball's got to come out. It's got to be thrown away. You cannot take that kind of negative yardage play. And, of course, now Alabama looking at 3rd and 20.
Even with forward progress, they'll place him at the 37. It's still lost a lot. Here's a 3rd and 18 play. Coker looks, throws to the screen to Ridley. He'll have to reach up high and then come back into the teeth of the defense where Lacouture puts him down. The play was complete, but it loses yardage, and Alabama is going to have to punt it away. Chris?
Yeah, Eli is tough on that second down play where Jake got sacked. It looked like he was trying to go across the middle to Ardarius Stewart. He got tangled up or held on the play by the linebacker, Deion Jones, and that was why he didn't have anybody at the time.
Dante Jackson is deep. Here's the punt. It is not pretty. It takes a lateral roll going to the far side, and it now takes a bit of a Bama roll and is down at the 27-yard line. So it wasn't a pretty-looking punt, but LSU is back at their own 27, a 34-yard punt from scrimmage. We have timeout. 8:11 remaining in the third quarter. It's Alabama 20, LSU 10. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports.
Yeah, Bama up 20-10. A disappointing offensive sequence there. And now LSU takes back over. Down 10. Brandon Harrison's 3 wide receivers onto the field in this formation with Leonard Fournette behind him. 10 carries, 10 yards for the super sophomore.
Doral, Dupree, and Johnson are the wide receivers. Out of the pistol formation, Brandon Harris has Fournette behind him. There's the give to Fournette. He'll go right side and gets gang tackled by Bama after a pickup of the yard. 8 minutes to go in the third. Alabama leading 20-10.
Well, they believe in Fournette, so they're going to keep trying to give him the football.
And look what happened to Chubb at Georgia. He all of a sudden broke that 80-yarder. You can't, you got to stay up on it every play.
Absolutely. You got to continue to tackle well with leverage.
2nd and 9. LSU at the line of scrimmage. Bama's coaches on the near sideline signaling wildly to their players. Brandon Harris will audible. Play clock at 5. 4 gets the snap away. Handoff Fournette, right side, tries to carry a few bodies and does for 3 yards. Geno Matias-Smith and Jaron Reed combine with the high-low tackle, but still it's going to be a 3rd down and 4 upcoming for the LSU Tigers with 7:09 remaining in the third quarter, and Alabama on top 20-10. LSU 3 of 8 in 3rd down conversions. 2 wideouts to the near side along with tight end Deshaun Smith. 1 wide receiver right. Fournette to the right of his quarterback off the far hash mark. Harris waits for the snap from his center. Ethan Posick gets it, throws, knocked down by Alabama's A'Shawn Robinson at the line of scrimmage. A'Shawn Robinson knocking down the pass at the line of scrimmage. Bama's defensive line is number 1 in America. They have knocked down, including tonight, 20 passes. Marshall is second with 14 passes broken up by their defensive front.
Well, the surge that time by the Alabama front wall was just tremendous. The center, Ethan Posick, one of the best in the SEC, he was on roller skates right in the lap of Brandon Harris.
Cyrus Jones will grab the punt by Jamie Keene. And he has it after a 41-yard punt, no return. Bama will be starting across their own 25 at the 26-yard line. 6:33 to go in the third. Bama with the ball and a 20-10 lead. He's from Metairie, Louisiana. Here now the handoff. Henry fumbles it, covers the football up at the 25-yard line. The play loses 2. It'll be a 2nd down and 12. Haven't seen much of that tonight at all.
Yeah, just more of an exchange issue there between Jacob Coker and Derrick Henry. Never really got that ball. That ball was not put into his stomach accurately by Jacob Coker.
So from the 25, here's a 2nd and 12. Coker looks near side, screen to Ridley with blocking. He'll cut inside a defender, outside of another. He gets to the corner and gets a 1st down across the 40. Ardarius Stewart and O.J. Howard did great blocking, forcing men away and giving the outside to Ardarius before Jalen Mills forced him out of bounds.
Well, he's really quick out in the open field, and that, again, was one of those quick smoke screens to the perimeter. And Calvin Ridley did the rest.
Handoff, Derrick Henry tries to stiff arm a man as he goes across the 40, gets to the 41-yard line. It'll be a 2nd down and 9 upcoming. Deion Jones, a weak side linebacker whose name we've called a lot tonight, there on the tackle as Richard Mullaney checks in for Alabama now. One good thing, this quarter has flown by with a lot of running. 5.5, all that remains in quarter number 3. Now 2 wides left and 1 right. 2nd down and 9, Alabama. Here's Coker. Quick throw, knocked down at the line of scrimmage. That was again Deion Jones. He had the ball right in his gut and his hands and was upset at himself that he did not make the interception. It would have been his 3rd of the year.
Yeah, Alabama tried to make a quick throw, and LSU gave the Tide a dose of their own medicine with a pass breakup at the line of scrimmage. Of course, the Crimson Tide leads the country in that particular stat.
So now Alabama, 4 of 11 in 3rd down conversions, looking at a 3rd down and 8. Mullaney in motion, far side. From Bama's own 41, Coker in the shotgun. Gets the snap, heavy pressure, throws, caught, Ridley, 1st down, 45, and steps out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Coker stayed right in there because Kevin Steele dialed up the blitz. He had Key and Beckwith coming, and they had him dead to rights, and Coker stood in there and unloaded the BB to the receiver.
That is the absolute best 3rd down conversion Jake Coker's had in the entire season. He stood in the face of the rush, delivered the strike. Calvin Ridley picks up the 1st down.
From the 44, Derrick Henry carries bodies with him forward to the 40-yard line behind the blocking of Ross Piercebaker. A 4-yard power move for Derrick Henry. He now leaves. Kenyon Drake checks in.
Well, a score of any kind on this possession would be good. A touchdown score would be great.
4:40 to go in the 3rd. Bama leads by 10. Here's Kenyon Drake. Goes left, nothing there. Cuts right, he's free. He's to the 30. He's 1st down to the 25. Down the near sideline, 20. And shoved out of bounds by the shoulder of Jamal Adams. Calvin Ridley with a great block, leading to that 24-yard gainer by Kenyon Drake, who did much of the work by himself.
Well, I tell you, the shiftiness, the stop-start ability of Kenyon Drake on full display that time. He was in the line of scrimmage, and all of a sudden he was able to burst out, accelerate, and now Alabama in the red zone.
Drake leaves. His shoe came off. Derrick Henry is in, handoff into the secondary, down to the 10. He gains 6 yards on the play. Well, now they'll say his knee hit at the 12, but nevertheless, a 4-yard pickup on the play. It'll be a 2nd down and 5. Derrick now 22 carries, 102 yards on the day.
And Alabama going at the line of scrimmage here with Jake Coker barking signals.
Here now the handoff, Henry again into the secondary. He's to the 5. He's got a 1st down to the 4-yard line. Alabama now running roughshod through that LSU defense. Piercebacher and Alphonse Taylor pulled that time to lead the blocking for Derrick Henry. It's 1st and goal from the 4.
Yeah, that run was right through the eye of the Tiger.
Here now is a whistle and a flag on the play.
It's going to be a false start movement on the left side.
Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Cam Robinson First time we've mentioned Cam's name today, which is good because he's had some issues not being 100% physically. And the first penalty on Bama's offensive line here tonight.
LSU's going to take a
Timeout, LSU.
Well, LSU takes an early timeout here in the second half.
It's a huge
This will be a
sequence
30-second timeout
of plays right here because a field goal obviously keeps them in the game.
Here we go. Bama to the line of scrimmage on a 1st and goal from the 10. Derrick Henry to the left of his quarterback. Drake in motion. Delayed give. Henry up the middle. Bounces off Locouture and gets down to the 8-yard line, maybe the 7. Make it 2nd and goal from the 7. That time Christian Locouture was just standing there and Derrick Henry ran into him after the 3-yard pickup. Michael Neiswander checks in now to add a little more beef to the lineup. Kenyon Drake takes a seat. LSU will counter, bringing in Lamar Lewis at linebacker.
And Alabama here with this 20-10 lead, now approaching 3 minutes in the third quarter remaining. A field goal is in their pocket. So the worst case scenario is a turnover. You got to come away with points. You'd love a touchdown. Nick Saban's going to take a timeout here.
He is. He runs down the near side. The play clock was down to 3.
Alabama.
So each team now using a timeout. Folks, don't forget next Saturday, Bama is on the road at Mississippi State. We'll be in Starkville. The indication is that if Bama wins today, it would be an afternoon game. And if they lose, it would be a game on one of the ESPN family of stations. That seems to be the early indication. Don't take that as gospel. They'll announce it officially tomorrow, but our friends over at CBS seem to think that they'd be joining us in Starkville next Saturday should Bama pull off the win against LSU tonight.
And Eli, at the beginning of the night, obviously, with the Ole Miss loss, that has opened the door now for Alabama to control its own destiny. Exactly. And I referenced at the top that this is a pseudo SEC West championship game. Not disrespecting Mississippi State or Auburn down the road, but the bottom line here is LSU and Alabama control their own destiny after tonight.
2nd and goal from the 7. Derrick Henry turns it right side, stiff arms a man, walks it in, touchdown. What a block by Michael Neiswander. Derrick Henry then turned the corner, threw his left arm out to help a bit, and walks it on in for yet another touchdown, his 3rd of the evening, and Bama pads their lead to 26-10.
Speaking of controlling your own destiny, how do you do that? You hand it to number 2, and with some outstanding blocking and Michael Neiswander as a personal escort, Derrick Henry waltzes into the LSU end zone and the Tide about to go on top by 17.
Extra point, Adam Griffith up and good. And here in the third quarter, it has become an Alabama march towards victory. It's far from over, but that was an 11-play drive. And you know what else, folks, as part of the Bromberg's Rolex scoring drive, 11 plays, 73 yards in 3 minutes and 46 seconds. So nearly 4 more minutes off the clock. And Alabama now on top, 27-10 over the number 2 team in America. And by the way, just to clarify things, I was asking for a policy statement today from the university's media relations department. I said, what are we going to start using as the official ranking for the teams now? Do we use the AP, the Associated Press, where Bama's number 7? Or do we use the football committee where Bama is number 4? And the decision has been made that it'll be from here on out the committee ranking. So Alabama, number 4 in America, right now leading number 2 in America, 27-10.
Yeah, of course, there's a lot of conversation this week as Alabama was placed into that 4th spot. But based upon tonight, again, with the exception of a couple of pass plays given up, you'd have to have blinders on to say that the Tide's not one of the 4 best teams in the country.
Griffith kicks it to Geis. He's coming out from the goal line to the 10. He's to the 15. Runs into a couple of bodies. There's a flag on the play. Geis is put down at the 20-yard line, but there are going to be 2 flags on the play. One upfield, one back at the 16-yard line. They move it to the 15 and one down at the 10. Probably the same infraction. We'll hear from referee Hubert Owens.
During the return, holding on the receiving team. Number 35, half the distance to the goal, first down.
You know, Eli, in my notes prior to this game, I made the comment to myself that LSU doesn't always play clean. They'll have a bad penalty or a misfired throw, or they'll make some mistakes. And when they do, you've got to take advantage of it. And Brandon Harris opened this half with a mistake, and Dylan Lee didn't just knock the ball down, he intercepted it. In this situation, LSU has a block in the back on a kickoff return. Instead of it being at the 20-yard line or so, it's backed up inside the 10. This is where Bama's got to make them pay again.
And LSU has been penalized 6 times for 43 yards. First and 10, LSU from their own 7. Here's Harris in the end zone, waiting, looking. He is put down at the 2 by Dylan Lee. It'll be the second sack of the ball game for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Kirby Smart ratcheting up the D. The secondary doing a great cover job. Man.
Well, that was a play-action fake to Fournette, and then the double move on the outside. It was a stop-and-go for Traven Durrell, but Alabama covered it well. Brandon Harris only had one receiver really in the route, and the pressure came from Dylan Lee.
Now here's the give to Fournette. Tries to come near side. Tripped up by Alabama. That was Ashawn Robinson who got him going by. Tripped him up at the ankles. With 1:53 to go. Leonard Fournette. Listen to this, folks. 2 5-yard carries. Then 2 other carries. So he has 2 carries for 10 yards there, meaning just 4 yards on his other 12 carries. I mean, that's just stifling defense by Alabama.
Well, he's got nowhere to run and nowhere to hide tonight. This Bama front line has been just absolutely amazing through 3 quarters.
On a 3rd down and 15 from their own goal line. Harris straight back. He's 8 yards deep. Throws far side. It is over the head of the intended receiver. Traven Durrell has been his go-to guy. That was incomplete at the 25-yard line. And Bama's going to get the ball back in great field position as Jamie Keene is going to have to punt from the end line of his own end zone. Cyrus Jones will stand around midfield.
And that's going to be the 4th 3-and-out for this Bama defense. Back-to-back series here, and Cyrus Jones can take advantage.
And Bama has blocked 2 punts this year. Here's the snap coming to Keene. Bama's going to not go for the block. They'll set up a bit of a return, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be kicked out of bounds and go out where? They're still marching upfield to the 39-yard line. Bama's got it at the LSU 39, meaning it's a 37-yard punt from scrimmage. And all of a sudden, Old Mo, momentum has swung in Alabama's favor.
Yeah, and Jamie Keene, of course, the Australian punter, a 3-year starter for the Tigers. I think that was an intentional kick out of bounds. They did not want to risk putting the football in the hands of Cyrus Jones by kicking it down the middle. So he punts it to the sideline, and Alabama's offense takes over at the 39 of LSU.
First and 10 from there with 1:11 remaining in the 3rd. Bama on top, 27-10. Shotgun Coker. He has Derrick Henry 1 step behind him and to the left. There's the option toss to Derrick. He'll go out to the left side, turn the corner. He's to the 30, steps out at the 29-yard line off a block by Mullaney. It'll be, I believe, an inch or so shy. Let's see where they spot it officially. It's going to be spotted as a first down, so they give him the 28.5-yard line, and they move the chains. Nicely done by Derrick Henry.
Yeah, that's a little wrinkle for Alabama. Zone or lead option to the weak side, and Jake Coker pitched it to the perimeter. Derrick Henry, normally not a runner to the outside.
Sideline warning, LSU. It's their first sideline warning of the game.
So the call by referee Hubert Owens on the sideline infraction. Here's Cam Sims coming off the bench for Alabama. He'll join the action. First and 10. Inside a minute to go on the 3rd. From the 29-yard line, handoff Henry. Nothing left, nothing further left. He'll go back and go down at the line of scrimmage. Deion Jones, who has been the all-star defensively for LSU tonight, makes the stop as we're down to 40 seconds remaining until the third quarter is in the books.
Yeah, Deion Jones been extremely active from that weak side linebacker position. And, of course, he and Beckwith, the other linebackers, stay on the field regardless of whether LSU's in their 4-3 or their 4-2-5 nickel package. But right now, Alabama going to sit on this clock. They have to run one more play before the third quarter expires, and then we head to the fourth.
2 wides left and 1 to the right. Play clock at 5-4. Here's a 2nd and 10 from the 29. Stewart in motion. Timeout, Coker. So Bama burns another timeout.
Second charge timeout of the half. Alabama.
Not what Nick
This is a
Saban
32nd
wanted.
timeout.
The one by Griffith, the longest field goal off the turf by a Bama kicker. Here now the 2nd and 10 from the LSU 29. Stewart in motion, goes to the left of the formation. Coker gets the snap. Throws to Stewart, far side screen, 25 down the left side, he's to the 20 and to the 19 for a first down as the third quarter ends. 3 quarters in the books. Mullaney and Howard with great blocks to spring things on the left side, and Bama's on the move with a 27-10 lead. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports. Here's a 1st and 10 Alabama from the 18. The give, Kenyon Drake goes left, breaks a tackle, stutter step, spins inside 2 men to the 17 as we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Here's a 2nd down and 8 for Alabama from the LSU 16. Beginning the fourth quarter, the Tide is up comfortably right now. Shotgun snap, Coker after he checks the Alabama sideline, gets the signal. Kenyon Drake will shift into the pistol formation. 2 wides right and 1 left. Coker lifts the left leg, gets the snap, handoff Drake, and nothing there. LSU anticipating that. Dwayne Thomas, the left side cornerback, just shot the gap and got to Kenyon before anything happens. It'll be a 3rd and 12 now.
Yeah, when LSU decides to dial up pressure, usually from the boundary side, it's the corner. And Dwayne Thomas came from that boundary into the backfield unblocked for a negative yardage play for the Tide. Now looking at 3rd and 12. But, of course, within field goal range, and, again, points are at a premium. 27-10, a 3-pointer wouldn't be bad here.
O.J. Howard is in. Hale Henches is in. On a 3rd and 12 from the 20. Drake to the left of his quarterback. Here's Coker standing in, throws left side. Caught by Kenyon, who bobbled it. But there's a flag on the play. And we'll wait and hear what they call. It's going to be a hold on Alabama. But, boy, it was such a quick play.
Holding. Offense. Number 71. 10-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Ross Piercebaker guilty of the hold. But Bama gets to play it again. 13:38 to go on the ball game. Alabama leads 27-10.
And, of course, that's going to put Alabama again in a 3rd and really long situation. It was already 3rd and 12, so with the mark-off, you're looking at about 3rd and, 21, 3rd and 22.
Yeah, they're going to snap it from the 30. They need to get to the 8-yard line. So a 3rd and 22. 2 wides right, 1 left. Coker with Kenyon Drake to his right. Waits for the snap off the near hash mark. Man in motion, O.J. Howard goes to the left of the formation. Here's Coker standing in, loads up, looks, has a man. It's going to be close to the first down, and no. Ardarius Stewart turns the corner and steps out at about the 13-yard line, but that becomes a very manageable field goal here should the Tide choose to do that. And indeed, here comes Adam Griffith, Cole Mazza, and the holder Cooper Bateman to try and add some more points for the good guys to make it a 30-10 ball game.
Yeah, Jacob Coker to Ardarius Stewart picked up all the lost yardage and the penalty yardage, and again makes this more or less a chip shot field goal for Adam Griffith.
A 30-yarder off the near hash mark. Snap by Mazza, spot by Bateman, kick by Griffith. up and adds 3 more. 30-10 for the Alabama Crimson Tide. I like it with 12:45 remaining in the ball game. Back in a moment. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports. Here's Darius Geis from the goal line. Fields the kick, gets out to the 10, is rallied around by 5 Bama players and put down promptly.
I'll tell you, I am really interested at the end of this game to see what the special teams numbers results are, because all week, I mean, if I've said it once, I've said it 50 times that special teams were an advantage for Alabama, and boy, has that come true tonight. Adam Griffith has been spot on, and these coverage units, I mean, every single kickoff or punt return, an Alabama defender has run scot-free into the LSU return man.
1st and 10 LSU from their own 10-yard line. Dupree and Johnson are wide to the near side. Fournette, the setback to the left of his quarterback, Harris. Snap, shotgun. Harris back to the 2, throws far side, it's up high. Flags are down, caught by Deshaun Smith, the tight end, but there is a flag down. There might have been an offensive forearm to the chin of DJ Petway by one of the LSU linemen. Let's listen in.
Personal foul, hands to the face, number 90 on the defense. 15 yards, added to the end of the run. First down.
They're calling it to Jaron Reed. I thought it was the other way around.
Wow, and because it's a personal foul, it gets tacked on to the end of that corner route completion.
Yep, Deshaun Smith made the grab. Nice catch, too, up high, 6'5", so he's got the ranginess. And now they get him to the 35 and then march the penalty off to the 50, or actually just across to the Bama 49.
That's the kind of play that Nick Saban just cannot believe. They're all the way out to midfield on 1 completion and 1 penalty.
Yep. 1st and 10 from the Bama 49. Alabama leads, but here's LSU trying to do something. Harris in trouble. Throws past Fournette on the left flat, incomplete. Bama was coming from every corner. They had pushed so many LSU guys back into their own quarterback that Harris didn't know what to do, and he just kind of shot-footed the football out and past Fournette, incomplete in the left flat.
Yeah, with Bama up 20, it really takes Leonard Fournette out of the game
at
least right now, unless LSU scores a couple of quick times, because right now they're having a drop back pass, and this is not what they're known for.
Fournette is out of the ball game. They'll bring in Darius Geis as the running back. They are obviously in 4-down territory at this stage. Here's the quarterback throw across the middle. Hard hit Ragland. Incomplete on the intended receiver. Colin Jeter had the ball. Reggie drilled him as soon as he got it, and it's dropped incomplete. Nice. Wow.
Well, again, Alabama can be very conservative here. They can back off, play zone, and just read and react to where the ball takes them. And that time they try to slip a pass to Colin Jeter, the tight end in the middle of the field, and Reggie Ragland would have none of it.
LSU normally a 44% ball club on 3rd downs. They're 30% here tonight, 3 of 10. And here's a 3rd down and 10 from the Alabama 49. Harris with protection. Looks. Everybody's chasing him now. He's in trouble. He tries to get away from Bama's Biggins. He is pulled from behind, throws. It is caught by an ineligible man upfield, Gerald Hawkins, and everybody who has a handkerchief has thrown it.
Well, one thing we know the SEC officiating crew does know is an illegal reception by an offensive lineman. 5 flags flew simultaneously to each other.
Illegal touches. Offense, number 65. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Gerald Hawkins was there, and he instinctively caught it, but the junior from Baldwin, Louisiana, obviously the left tackle, an ineligible receiver.
I tell you what, and pressure is the great equalizer, and there's a lot of people out there this week that talked about how much progress Brandon Harris had made as a quarterback, and definitely he is come forward some as a quarterback, but he had not faced a defense like he's seen here tonight. And going into this series, he was 4 for 15. I think Jake Coker has acquitted himself quite well tonight in terms of the quarterback competition that people pointed to, with the two running backs getting most of the attention prior to this game.
The officials trying to determine exactly where the football should be. Hubert Owens and his team of officials trying to figure out what's what here. Kirby Smart says, hey, where's the penalty? Nick Saban wanders out 3 strides off the near sideline. And Hubert Owens standing on the logo at midfield, still talking it over, and they're all satisfied now. So Keene will punt to Cyrus Jones. It'll be the 7th punt of the night for Jamie Keene on a 4th and 10. And he boots it away. Another end-under-end kick. Cyrus lets it go. It bounces at the 7 and is touched dead by LSU at that point with 11:47 to go in the game. 42 yards on the punt and no return. Timeout. 30-10. The good guys are on top. 1st and 10. Here now, Kenyon Drake on the toss. Goes far side. Cuts back inside Kevin Tolliver, the defender, and gets a first down to the 20-yard line. Nicely done.
Well, when you're backed up inside your own 10, the first goal is to get a first down, and Alabama just did that with Ardarius Stewart on that tap pass. Yep. Made famous by West Virginia against Kevin Steele, who was the defensive coordinator at Clemson back a number of years ago. Of course, he's calling the shots here for the Tigers tonight.
1st and 10, Bama from their own 20-yard line. Ryan Kelly snaps it back. Here's the inside give. Derrick Henry goes right side, fumbles the ball. LSU says they've got it. LSU says they've got it. Derrick Henry has indeed fumbled it, and LSU has recovered. LSU with a fumble recovery of a Derrick Henry bobble.
Yeah, the one thing you just don't want to do is turn the ball over, and Alabama trying to keep it on the ground, gives it to Derrick Henry. He coughs it up on the far sideline or away from us here in the booth. And LSU is indicating strongly that they have the football, but no official signal just yet.
Yeah, there is the official signal that LSU has the football. It was Arden Key who comes up with the pigskin. So the Bama fans have to ramp up the noise yet again. 11:08 to go in the ball game, and all of a sudden LSU with a 1st and 10 from the Bama 22-yard line.
Well, this is clearly the best field position they've had all night, and I'd love if Brian could look it up quickly what their average starting point has been, because they have virtually had no field position tonight.
They've averaged starting from their own 24-yard line. Thank you, Brian Roberts. On top of that, 1st and 10 LSU from the Bama 22. Brandon Harris, the quarterback, looks left, gives to Fournette. He kicks it outside, first time today, gets to the corner, turns the corner, steps out of bounds at the 6. It'll be a 1st and goal for LSU. They'll say he made it down to the 4-yard line. First time that Fournette has busted it free, an 18-yard pickup.
Yep, and Bama had that initial charge stopped, and he bounced it outside. He's got big speed at 230 pounds. He got to the corner.
Here now the give. Fournette, nothing up the middle. He will get nothing and is pushed back by Jonathan Allen. The play will actually lose 2 yards back to the 6. It'll be 2nd and goal from there. Clock on the move, 10:41 remaining. Bama leads by 20, 30-10.
Well, he again tried the middle of that Alabama defense, and A'Shawn Robinson, Jaron Reed, Reggie Ragland, they've been so stout between the tackles, there's virtually been no room for Leonard Fournette tonight.
Mouton is in at fullback. Foster Moreau is in at the tight end spot. Play clock at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Timeout, LSU, their second. Timeout, LSU, their second.
Second charge timeout, LSU.
Wow, that's a big upset.
Yeah, Separation Saturday, as they called it. Navy beats Memphis in the Liberty Bowl.
Ryan Kelly's brother plays for the Naval Academy. Here now, a fade route, end zone. Cyrus Jones knocks it away, but there's a flag on the play. Malachi Dupree, the intended receiver. Cyrus Jones knocked it away, but a flag came flying in the deepest corner of the end zone.
Pass interference, defense, number 5. The ball is placed on the 2-yard line, automatic first down.
By rule, with a play like that in the end zone, the ball is placed at the 2.
Well, if LSU has a staple down here inside the 10, it's to bunch up with 2 tight ends and 2 backs and then get one-on-one coverage and throw a fade. And I thought Cyrus Jones actually did a pretty good job right there. I don't know what else he could have done in looking at it, but he did.
Yeah, he did.
Didn't look back for the ball, and he did have contact. So that's a good call by the officials. Pass interference, 1st and goal at the 2.
Mickey Johnson is in to block for LSU. The toss to Fournette. He leaves his feet and is denied at the 2-yard line. Denied by DJ Petway and Darren Lake. They brought in the big bodies off the other side of the line, the defensive line. Fournette left his feet and couldn't get in. And, folks, all the while, the clock is running. We're down to 9:37 to go.
Alabama's going to make LSU really earn this here inside the 2. But I promise you, for a guy that's had 193 yards a game, he hadn't had that happen to him very much this year.
Again, Mickey Johnson, a defensive lineman, has been added to the left side of the offensive line. Here's the toss to Fournette. He'll fight his way to the goal line. He is in for a touchdown. So a 2-yard plunge for Leonard Fournette. And LSU gets a touchdown. Bama's lead was 30-10. It is now 30-16 with the extra point pending.
And this is where Alabama's got to just continue to play football the way they've done it all night long offensively. They've got to continue to mix it, try to run some clock. You can't go conservative yet because you know that Les Miles is capable of onside kicks. He's capable of going for it on 4th downs. I mean, you know, they know what they have to do, and now Alabama has got to try to do their best job to prevent that.
It's blocked. The extra point is blocked for the first time off the foot of Trent Domain. Ashawn Robinson got a piece of that one, and Alabama's lead is 30-16.
Well,
nice.
Ashawn Robinson looked like he was almost untouched, and he ended up in the backfield. Trent Domingue, who came in a perfect 35 for 35, has one blocked into the chest of number 86, Ashawn Robinson.
And, of course, now a 14-point lead for Alabama.
Ashawn Robinson at 6'4", 320 pounds, literally jumped over the center for the LSU Tigers, the snapper. You just don't see that happen. I promise you that'll be a play that the NFL scouts are going to be looking at in terms of the impressive nature of that ability. And Bama's found some success on these kickoff returns. Kenyon Drake has made solid yardage on almost every one of his runbacks tonight.
Crimson Tide deep. Mullaney and Drake. Mullaney to the near side, Kenyon to the far side, and here's the kick by Gamble. Boots that one. Far side, it goes to the 3, picked up by Alabama. Kenyon Drake is then tackled at the 6. It looked as though everybody thought it was going to go out of bounds.
He shanked another one for the most part, and instead of it going out of bounds, it dribbled down the boundary.
There is a flag down. Exactly why, I don't know. Kenyon did not signal fair catch.
During the return, illegal block in the back, number 34 of the receiving team. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
I don't know how you can have a block in the back without a run back, but
see, Kenyon Drake thought that ball was going to
go out of bounds,
bounce out of bounds, and it actually dribbled back into the field of play. And by the time he went over and picked it up, LSU was all over him, and now Alabama starting at their own 4-yard line. So I just talked about the nature of knocking out a couple of first downs. I mean, wow, Alabama's really got to do it here because they're backed up in their own end.
Damian Harris guilty of that block in the back. 9:13 to go in the game. Each team has used 2 timeouts already in this half. So each has 1 timeout remaining.
Every time you think you get these Tigers by the tail, they seem to come back to life. And this is where Alabama's got to maintain their composure here and do what they've done all night long, which is mix the run and the pass. That's what's really been successful.
Derrick Henry handoff, goes from the 2 across the 5, carries the pile to the 8 to the 9-yard line. Nicely done by Derrick Henry.
Of course, this is a pre-scripted set of plays. Bama usually runs through this circumstance on Thursdays in that particular practice, so everybody should be on the same page here. This is a routine that they've worked on essentially since the opening of training camp.
Chris Stewart is our Cook's Pest Control sideline reporter.
Eli, check back after this play, but I think Kenyon Drake's been looked at in the tent right now, and I'll tell you why in a moment.
All right, we'll check back with you in just a moment. Here's a 2nd and 4 for Alabama from the 9-yard line. O.J. Howard in motion to the right side. Handoff, Derrick Henry. He'll go right side, carries the pile again, out across the 10 to the 12-yard line as we check back with Chris.
Eli, I believe it was his right hand they were looking at as he came off the field. He got hit, obviously, on that return, and I believe that's what they're checking on right now.
All right, thank you, Chris. We'll get an update, I'm sure, as the evening progresses.
Well, this is the biggest 3rd down of the night because if Bama can pick it up, they get a fresh set of downs, and you're talking about another couple of minutes of time running off this clock as Bama nurses this 14-point lead. 3rd and 2 at their own 12 here for the Tide.
Michael Neiswander is in on the 3rd and 2 from the 12-yard line. Coker under center. Play action fake. He's going to roll near side. Tosses it. O.J. Howard's got it out of bounds. First down at the 15-yard line. Nicely done by Coker and O.J. Howard to get the first down. O.J. had position on Tre'Davious White, the right cornerback, and Bama made him pay.
Eli, I'm telling you, a lot of times the stats don't tell the whole story, and that's a play that will just go unnoticed once this game's put to bed. But that was a big-time play by Jacob Coker rolling to his left, and that's the kind of play that he's made to make himself 7-0 as a starter and on the verge of going 8-0 if he can finish this one out.
7 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the game. 1st and 10 Bama from their own 15-yard line. O.J. Howard in motion to the left of the formation. Coker, the give. Derrick Henry, nothing up the middle, dancing around 2 men. He'll crawl across the 20 out to the 22-yard line and keep this drive going. Tre'Davious White and Corey Thompson on the stop. By the way, your buddy Joey Galloway, I wonder if he's enjoying watching this ball game.
I don't know. Well, JoJo, I don't know if he likes Alabama very much.
I don't think he does. He works with Phil on one of the TV shows that Phil's on ESPN, and if it's anything that can be said poorly about Bama, I don't think Joey's a big fan.
He didn't have much belief in Jake Coker. He put his chips on Brandon Harris. That's not looking so hot right now.
No, not at all. 6:27 to go in the game. Bama getting the clock on the play clock down to 4. Snapping it, handoff Derrick Henry. Nothing up the middle. Kicks outside, fights his way close to, but not quite the first down, and that's fine. It'll set up a 3rd and inches, and the clock will run again the full way down.
Again at 3rd one, and you go back to that first down. See that play clock, the game clock was about 8 minutes. Now we're ticking below 6, so that picks up 2 minutes of time. Here's another 2 minutes at stake here for Alabama if they can convert 3rd and literally inches.
Here's Brandon Green in. Michael Neiswander is in. Cam Sims in as a wide receiver to the right side of the line on a 3rd and inches. The give. First down, Alabama's Derrick Henry just powers his way behind the big bodies to get another first down.
Yeah, he cleared that 25-yard line. The clock momentarily stops at 5:34, but that's back-to-back first downs from Alabama's own 4-yard line. I mean, this is the perfect script for Nick Saban and Lane Kiffin.
Now we're at 5:25 to go, so even in a worst-case scenario, you'd think things would get down to inside of 3.5 minutes during the running of this series. Bama is in no rush whatsoever, and again, LSU only has 1 timeout. They want to hang on to it should they get the ball back and need to stop the clock. Play clock at 3. Here now the give. Derrick Henry, far side blocking is Mullaney. It's bring things open, but there's a flag on the play as Derrick Henry is finally run out of bounds near midfield. But there's going to be a flag on Alabama. Nice block by Mullaney.
Holding, offense, 71, 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Ross Piercebaker.
I tell you, Eli, Richard Mullaney's been such a valuable addition. A transfer from Oregon State, graduate transfer, I should say. But see, he's big enough as a wideout that he can do some of those dirty work blocking assignments.
Yep.
But because he's a wide receiver on the field, it forces LSU to play their nickel because he can then get out in the slot and run a pass route.
Yep.
While our ears ring from referee Hubert Owens. He's a whistle.
Hubert forgot to turn his microphone off. Now he has. So Alabama on a 1st and 20 play now. Here's the man in motion. Ridley gets a little toss, flip. He'll get forward to the 19-yard line before he's tackled by Jamal Adams. Picks up 3, but again, importantly here, the clock runs.
Biggest thing right now at 2nd and 15. A first down's great. You've already done your job, really, by picking up 2 first downs. Maintain possession ball security at an absolute premium right now.
Bama leads 30-16 over LSU. The number 2 team in America, undefeated through 7. Here now is a 2nd down and 16. Play clock at 4. Pistol formation, handoff. Derrick Henry breaks tackles, breaks another tackle, and he gets across the 25 to the 26. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 9. Corey Thompson was the first guy to hit him. Deion Jones second, and finally Kendall Beckwith put him down. And now we're inside of 3.5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, and see, this is where those timeouts for LSU, if they had their full complement, they would take one right now at a 3rd and 9, thinking that, okay, you get a stop, preserve some clock, and you got a chance. But with only one timeout, Les Miles cannot do that. This clock's going to be well below 3 minutes by the time this football snaps.
Alabama 7 of 15 in 3rd downs tonight. Here's a 3rd and 9 play from their own 27. Again, the give. Henry, big running room, nearly tripped up. He's on his feet. First down, 45, 50, 45, down to the 44-yard line of LSU.
Hello, Heisman Trophy race for Derrick Henry. He's in the mix after tonight.
Another 29 yards for Derrick Henry. Let's compare some of the numbers. Derrick Henry, 35 carries, 186 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Leonard Fournette, 19 carries, 32 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, just an amazing performance by Derrick Henry and this Alabama defense. We talked about the Alabama attack centered around big number 2, and this Alabama defense showed up in a big-time way tonight.
1st and 10 from the LSU 44. Coker gives to Henry. Near side running room, the 35 down to the 30. They say he goes out of bounds, so the clock stops. Chris?
Eli, a lot of the buzz about tonight was people wanted to be here because they wanted to see 2 great teams, but they also thought they'd get a chance to see the Heisman Trophy winner. I believe they will, but he may not be wearing the color jersey everybody thought when we came into the ball game.
Exactly true. Derrick Henry. Not a coming out party by any stretch. He's done this so many times this year.
He's done it all year. What is it, 14 games in a row now with a touchdown?
Unreal. And the clock now inside of 2 minutes to go. Bama leading 30-16. Here's a 1st and 10 from the LSU 32-yard line. Derrick Henry again. He'll get 2 yards to the 30. And Les Miles just standing on the far sideline.
He's helpless on that far sideline. Only one timeout and a defense that is absolutely spent. The workhorse, Derrick Henry.
37 carries, 201 yards. He had 236 for his career high against Texas A&M a few weeks ago. This is his 10th 100-yard rushing performance of his career. And, of course, he's over 200. A minute to go in the ball game. Henry again with a flag down. I don't think Alabama was aligned correctly. So with 59 seconds to go in the game, there is a penalty flag. Let's see, was Bama aligned wrong or did LSU jump? We'll hear, I assume, from Hubert Owens.
Offside. Defense.
Yes.
5-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Well, I'll tell you what. Go ahead, Eli. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say that CBS has just announced that our game next Saturday will be at 2:30 Central Time. Alabama and Mississippi State next Saturday at 2:30 Central. It's just been announced by CBS. So,
I tell you, I like going to Starkville during the daytime.
Me too.
I don't like playing at night over there. That's a tough place to play.
Yep.
But give a tip of the cap and a full bow, Alabama. You've played extremely well tonight on these offensive and defensive lines.
Handoff Derrick Henry on a 2nd and 2. He goes outside down to the 15-yard line, a first down, and that's going to do it. That was the final play of the ball game. The Alabama Crimson Tide with a 30-16 win over the LSU Tigers. Let's see if they're going to have to snap it once more or not. Yes, they will. They'll have to snap it with 2 seconds to go on the clock.
Wow, what a feeling for this offensive team. Took possession at their own 4-yard line, and the game's still at risk right there, and they just ran off the final 8 minutes of this game.
The victory formation. Bama wins. The coaches will meet near midfield. Les Miles and Nick Saban exchanging a few words, then they part their respective ways. Listen to Rammer Jammer.
19 carries. And that man had a great night. Let's go down to Allen with Nick Saban.
Coach, we all knew your front seven was one of the best in college football. Did you know they were this good?
Well, they did a nice job against the run, but the whole team defense did a good job. But really, I think I told you earlier, this is a team game. We kept the ball on offense, did a great job on offense of keeping the ball. They didn't have the ball that much, so it's a team thing when you stock a great player like that.
Each week there's more pressure, there's more at stake, but your team continues to respond. How proud does that make you as a coach?
Well, I'm just happy that the guys did a great job in this game. We got 24 hours to enjoy it, and then we got a big challenge next week, but we just got to go 1-0 in every game.
Everyone was talking about Leonard Fournette, but how about your running back, Derrick Henry, and the way he
did a great job here today, man. Proud of him, boy. He had a great game, played with a lot of toughness, and, we were physical on offense today, and I think that was the difference in the game.
Derrick Henry, you told us that you don't like to look into the comparison between you and Leonard Fournette, but do you feel like you proved something to the country today?
No, I feel like our offense proved something. Coach real big on preparation. And I felt like the whole week we had to prepare right for us to come out here and execute. And I felt like the whole offense did that as a whole, playing physical and finishing drives.
What makes this team an SEC championship team?
I mean, we just try to come out and finish win, practice tough, play tough, and just fight through adversity, you know what I'm saying? And then just finish games, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, preparation is the key, so we got to enjoy this win and get ready for next week.
Congratulations on the win to both of you.
Thank you.